Well, we are in an active weather pattern across central Oregon today. We had some snow showers. We've mostly kept a light breeze, and even a few sprinkles are left on the map. Now, through the next couple of days, we do get a break between systems. But then by Wednesday and Thursday, a stronger system brings back to back to back fronts right through the high desert, and that brings several big changes to our weather pattern. So, we are about to do a deep dive into your most reliable forecast. Hey, everyone, I am Darrell Winninger, Chief Meteorologist at Central Oregon Daily News, and this is what we've been seeing through the day. It has been unseasonably cool with a big drop in temperatures from just 24 hours ago. And when we look outside, we see a whole lot of cloud cover, some pockets where there's a little bit of blue, and in several of these cameras, some showers off in the distance. And by tonight and tomorrow, that's going to be our brief break between systems, but a low is still going to be impacting us, and it's not going to be until late tomorrow, we're talking Tuesday night going into Wednesday, that we start to get impacts from this next system into Central Oregon. And this next system isn't going to be weak. Well, each one of the cold fronts is going to be weak, but ultimately we are looking at some moderate to major impacts through the passes, including Santiam Pass, Willamette Pass, not so bad in Government Camp, and when we get down to Diamond Lake Junction, we're looking at moderate impacts as well. And there is a series of winter storm watches already in effect. That should say watch. I will change that. But this winter storm watch is going to be in place through the starting on Wednesday and going through Thursday, and we're looking at a series of them. So up to 10 inches on the east slopes of the Cascades, 10 to 8 inches on the other side of the mountains. But ultimately, as of right now, we are just seeing some damp roads across central Oregon. And with these damp roads, it's mostly because of some showers rolling through the high desert. Now today, we had some snow showers, but nothing really stuck to the ground, even in the passes. The passes look wet. And that's about it. Now, going forward through the next couple of days, we have that stronger system pushing in Wednesday and Thursday, for which there is a winter storm watch that's going to be in effect through that time, Wednesday and Thursday for the most part, starting late Tuesday night. Now, by Tuesday morning, we're still going to be under the impacts or under the influence of a low pressure that's going to be pushing into the Pacific Northwest from our south, just bringing a whole lot of moisture, some sprinkles, but mostly clouds. By Wednesday, starting in the early morning hours, we start to get showers. Then that rain becomes widespread with snow in the Cascades. Once that mountain snow starts up, it just continues to go, and it actually we see those snow levels drop significantly. So our rain to snow ratio is going to change, where we're looking at some of the lighter, fluffier snow versus the very low ratio of like 1 to 8. And so we are going to see that picking up. But even as of right now, there's a little bit of snow shower activity through the Cascades. Now, going forward through the next few days, we'll start to see that change. But first, there is a broad ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean. Actually, it's not even a broad ridge. It's just a small transient ridge of high pressure just off the coastline from Seattle and Portland. It only looks broad because it's spread out all the way over the East Pacific and through most of Washington. But for us, we're catching that little bit of a low pressure system. Now, looking further out over the Gulf of Alaska, that's where a stronger low is. That stronger low is going to be the one that generates the cold fronts that are going to be pushing through our area. But we also have a lot of water vapor over the area when it comes to water vapor imagery. Now, this isn't a deep plume of moisture for us that's coming over from over the Pacific Ocean, but there is an atmospheric river, Pineapple Express, that's impacting the California coastline. For us, that moisture is coming from the Pacific Ocean. A little bit of it is coming from that Pineapple Express, but that's where that low is coming into play. And so relative humidity is pretty high because we have been getting these showers through central Oregon. But also on the flip side of that, look at this. In the last 24 hours, some of these are holdovers from yesterday, 50s and 40s. As of right now, there are only a couple spots that are sitting in the 50s. Most of us in the 40s and 30s. Look at this difference. That means in the last 24 hours, we're running between 10 and 25 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. That's a significant drop in temperatures. And tonight, it gets pretty chilly. We're falling back into the 30s and 20s. But temperatures just don't go very far in the next 24 hours, and that's because we're in this in-between kind of a weather pattern. Now, we are looking at heavy mountain snow, more precipitation, not just through the high desert, but the entire Pacific Northwest, and then by Thursday, Thursday at 11 p.m., high pressure starting to build into the region. So let's go ahead and just put some numbers to this. The next couple of days, we're looking at low 50s, some 40s, maybe some mid 50s tomorrow, where we don't get a lot of sprinkle activity. And then that next bigger system rolls through with heavy mountain snow, some snow showers in the lower elevations, some light totals. We're looking at maybe a trace to maybe 3 inches. And then we get the clearing late Thursday through early Friday. After that, a warming trend sets up that brings our temperatures well above average for this time of the year. So your forecast model actually shows where that ridge of high pressure it is. It also shows where our next cold front is, and followed by a reinforcing front. So through the overnight hours, we are looking at a few more showers because of that low. And then late Tuesday, a couple sprinkles in advance of this next cold front. But after the first of 3 different cold fronts pushes through, snow levels drop in the Cascades. Then heavy mountain snow is expected with snow showers in our lower elevations as well. And it's not until late Thursday going into Friday that we finally settle under a ridge of high pressure that brings the clearing. So looking at our long range forecast model, just to compare it to the one we were looking at before, it shows pretty much the same thing where the snow levels drop big time. We get the clearing, sunshine for Friday. Then through this Easter weekend, we're looking at tons of sunshine and a big warming trend. That big warming trend brings our temperatures from the 40s into the low to mid 70s. But first, we have heavy mountain snow expected with some light totals in our lower elevations. This is a high resolution forecast model that shows that trace to maybe 4 inches. A different one, it's not as high of resolution, shows that through the overnight hours we catch some of those showers, and then by Wednesday at 5 a.m. we start to get impacted by this bigger system. By the time it's all said and done, Thursday at noon, we're looking at, again, a trace to maybe getting up to 4 inches, and then through the Cascades, that bright pink color, that is 12 plus. Some locations getting closer to 18 inches. Just not going to be for everybody, not for all of the passes, and mostly just Sandy Ann Pass and Willamette Pass. Getting up to Government Camp, this specific forecast model doesn't show as much. However, some of the winter storm watches that are in place still keep that 12 to 18 inches up at Government Camp. Meanwhile, we have a light breeze that is becoming breezy at times this evening. By tonight, we back down to a gentle breeze. So actual wind speeds, 2 to 12 miles per hour. Those gusts were just picking up a little bit at times. And then by the time we get to Tuesday, it is going to become breezy for many of us. We're looking at 5 to 15 mile per hour winds, gusts at 25 plus. Then it just gets gusty Wednesday and Thursday. So for tonight, expect 30s and 20s. Some sprinkles and flurries still in the forecast. So some rain and snow showers, just not much actually sticking. Those surface temperatures not quite really allowing that once again. Now through the day tomorrow, we are looking at 50s and a few 40s possible. Then another dip in temperatures. Now we have that winter storm watch for Wednesday and Thursday. We're looking at heavy mountain snow and gusty winds, even some totals in our lower elevations. Notice temperatures dip back down into the mid 40s briefly for Thursday as that snow shower activity continues. But once we get under high pressure, once that sunshine starts, a big warming trend sets up, brings us into gorgeous conditions for Easter weekend. So ultimately, through the next couple of days, your weather headlines for this Monday, March the 30th, we are in the break between systems Tuesday, some sprinkles possible, but then roller coaster temperatures, and we have that winter storm watch that we're going to keep an eye on. That's the latest in weather. Join us tonight on Central Oregon Daily News with the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast.